All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Fulgulcinian podcast.
Fol- Folglers podcast. Welcome, Folglers, to our podcast.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. I'd like you all to meet my very special guest, Adia Nielsen. She's a very wonderful person. Okay, so just to preface this whole thing here, I'd just like to say that we both just got off work. And it's like 10:30 right now on the day it's due. So, we're just built up for success right from the get-go. Today's topic is about salmon fishing and how just awful it is. I hate it. But so, to get down to business. So today's topic is salmon, and more specifically salmon fishing in Alaska. It's a horrible industry, and I really think something needs to be done about it. It's having a very big negative impact on the whole population of salmon, especially the Chinook or king. The EPA in 1975 started recording the salmon runs, which is where they go up the river, and people always try to catch them, sell them, all that stuff. So since 1975, the population has been cut in half. That is just absolutely insane and horrible.
It is, yeah. But there's still like plenty, right?
No, not really.
Salmon.
No, there's not too many populations of Chinook salmon in Alaska. There's obviously different species, but they're also being, poached and hunted to near extinction. And the problem just gets worse every single year. So there's a few problems with it. So the fishing boats in the bay, in the mouth of the river, there's always close to 1,000 boats out there. It's like the salmon just don't even have a chance. They have these 5-mile wide nets.
Yeah, I heard something like in Alaska there's more fishermen than there are. There's more boats, fishing vessels than there are people in the whole state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, sorry, law enforcement officers.
Yeah, well, I was about to say.
Could you imagine? They're probably. I feel like that could be a lot of.
That honestly could. So
fishermen.
Yeah, especially fishermen. There's definitely way more fishermen than there are police. Trying to control all this. So that's one big problem with it. It's just people are breaking the law. There are regulations set out for people to control the whole population of the salmon. They have stuff like only 2 fish per person, all that stuff. But it's just not working. There's not enough law enforcement. There's too many people. Too many people are breaking that law, and it's just getting out of control.
Is it breaking the law if it's within hunting times, like hunting seasons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those regulations are put in place for hunting season. The salmon only go up those rivers during one time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's when so the whole reason they go up the rivers is to reproduce, to spawn. And most of them don't even have a chance to go up the river. They just get caught or get killed pretty much instantly.
They get snagged up before they can get snagged up.
Thank you for mentioning that. One huge problem that I think is just inhumane and just horrible, that is deeply rooted in the Alaskan culture, is a fishing method known as snagging. So salmon, when they are going up the river to spawn, to breed, they're the only thing on their mind is just, reproducing, getting up the river. So it is next to impossible to catch them with, a lure, bait, any of that. So what some fishermen will do is they'll throw the line out into a, salmon going up the river, and some will hope that the lure will get, the salmon will run into the lure and get caught in its mouth, which, that's kind of weird, but
It's
if
called
it works.
snagging. you know, I assume
Yeah, so
they probably
snagging.
say they want to catch the mouth, but they want to. Like, what are the
Yeah.
odds? Honestly,
What's up? What snagging is they'll throw the line out and then into the whole group of salmon, and they'll jerk the line back, and most of the time the salmon will get caught under the gill, in the chest, in the stomach, and sometimes they'll die before they even get out of the waters because the blood loss, the damage to the internal organs. It's horrible. It's inhumane and it needs to stop.
right before they were going to make out point. Gosh, that's terrible. Almost made it. They were
Almost there.
They were almost honest Chinook salmon. Almost.
Okay. Another horrible thing about this is the Alaskan, not economy, ecosystem depends heavily on these salmon. If you think about it, when the salmon are in the sea, the seals feed off of them, the sharks, salmon can weigh up to 75 pounds as adults. They're a big source of energy for bears like Winnie here. If we keep on killing the salmon, Winnie will die. Now, how does that make you feel?
In the arms of the angels. Not the bears. I don't want them to be affected.
Yeah, especially the bears. Bears are sick.
But they keep this all like in hunting season at least, right?
Yes, most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, although there have been Chinese fishing boats. Like actually, yeah, I read a story from an Alaskan news site where this Chinese fishing vessel was confiscated by the U.S. Shoot.
By like the Navy system?
Not Navy, it's the
Wait,
Coast
the
Guard.
ship
Coast
got-
Guard.
Oh.
Yes, by the Alaskan and U.S. Coast Guard that
Wait.
had. Wait, what?
I was gonna ask if it's because they were fishing or if there was any other reasoning.
No, they were fishing, so out of season.
That sounded like I was insinuating something. I genuinely was just wondering if it was because they were fishing off season or something.
No, I'm not really sure why they stopped them. Just what they found.
Cops.
Gonna
Sorry.
what they found is gonna blow your mind. So they confiscated this vessel, and on board they had 80 tons of illegally poached salmon. 80 tons. And it was the Chinook, the highly endangered, just pisses me off. Everything to add?
Plenty. I mean, how do you even catch that many fish? That much fish? That many fish? Tell me, Bolison. Much or many? Sorry.
Well, I have your answer. They were using a 5.6 mile long net. Imagine that, 5.6 miles of fishing net.
It's very long. It's a very long fishing net.
Yeah, that's just insane.
What's the average fishing net size?
I don't know, maybe I'm not sure for the sea, but I just know that on average I'm pretty sure 500 feet to 1,000 feet long. Somewhere in that
and
ballpark.
It's 5 miles?
Yeah. That's just insane.
What is that? Yeah. That's unbelievable. I was gonna try to figure out the math about how many times bigger, but I don't want to do that. So
Yeah, that just requires way too much brain power.
Yeah, I can imagine 5 miles, but not to scale.
Yeah, no. That's just too much to ask a person.
It's too many fish to catch.
Exactly. Okay. So obviously, I hope at this point you're thinking, oh wow, we need to do something. We need to stop this. We need to save those salmon.
Yeah, somebody's got to be on board, right? Somebody's talking about it.
Oh, I hope. Actually, this next story. So in 2018, Alaska Game and Fish and Wildlife Services, Canada's Game, Fish, Wildlife Services, and I forgot the tribe's name, but some Native American tribe in the region. They worked together to shut down fishing on the Yukon River because the projected numbers for that season, that run, was 64,000 to 120,000, which is lower than the historical low for the river, which occurred the year prior in 2017, which is just like...
What was it in the 70s again?
It was... I want to say it was like 500,000 salmon going up the river.
And there's how many now, you just said, for the 2018?
64,000 to 120,000.
Yeah, that's the kind of dent you make with a 5-mile fishing net.
Exactly. This needs to stop. It's time to stop.
It's time to stop.
Now, the only thing getting in our way of stopping this is Alaska itself. The salmon market in Alaska is, oh my god, it is huge. In 2018, even with the depleted numbers of salmon, they still racked in over $600 million off the salmon market. $600 million off of fishing, like, endangered, near extinct fish.
I can make that much money fishing.
With like
Yeah,
a couple
they're
great
stupid
whites.
for that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A couple great whites.
Just a couple great whites here and there. Get the 600 million easily. And so another thing about this is that salmon fishing has been deeply rooted in Alaskan culture for a very long time. The native peoples there see salmon as this majestic creature, and they fish them and,
Coexist, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's
And that's the healthy way of doing it, just catching a few here and there for
But
food.
They had a small population to feed.
Yes.
Now we have...
An exponentially growing
Huge.
population, and the salmon are only going to get negatively affected by this. It's just horrible. I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
I mean, I understand that we need to feed people, and then we need to provide jobs to people, but, like, people can eat these Totinos here instead of salmon.
Yeah, anyone can eat tortillas. Just go to your local Circle K and pick them right up.
And if I can make $600 million in a year off of fishing alone, then they can make that much money not fishing the Chinook.
Make
But-
tortilla chips, Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Hunt these babies down. They're hard to catch.
Oh, they're the most elusive chip in the world. Salsa verde.
Catch them before their mating season, or you'll never get them out.
Oh no, you'll never get them out.
Just like the Vogelsons, Foglers. What do we agree on? Foglers?
Folgers? Yeah, I like Folgers.
Folgers?
Folgers.
Yeah. Drink coffee instead. Drink Folgers instead of salmon. Don't drink salmon.
Drink knowledge from Miss Fogelson.
And us. This is an
Yes.
educational podcast, so educate me more.
Educate you more?
Yeah, how else is it rooted in the culture? Like, do families love taking their kids out and teaching them snagging?
Unfortunately so. While doing my research, I came across this video entitled How to Snag Like a True Alaskan, in all caps.
Yeah, it's like no shame. In fact, I saw the video. That he's vouching for it. He's hyping it up, like he's glorifying it.
Yeah, it's the only way to catch
And he
salmon.
shows, and he shows the salmon afterward, and they're torn to shreds, and they didn't have any chance. It's sad, and he's just.
I'm pretty sure in
flaunting
that
it.
video he's using a Barbie doll pole. I saw that in the
At
comments
least they
section.
go out with respect. I had a Barbie doll pole when I went
You
fishing.
had a Barbie doll pole?
I actually still have it. Yeah, but I never got a pro pole, but I haven't been fishing in a long time.
And Iron Man pole. Yeah, I really do not suggest you watch that video. It is horrible. What he's doing is horrible.
Mad.
Just watch it if you want to get pissed off.
It's illegal, and that video's been up since July.
Yeah.
He just posted a video like a week ago about his family vlog in an RV. You know, they think it's a part of their culture.
Yeah, they think it's fine. They think that they're not doing anything to harm the population.
Grandpa.
It's like, oh, a few fish here and there hurt nothing. Yes, it will. Especially when there's more salmon being caught, the more salmon reproducing. And when that happens, it's just like, what are you expecting?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Math, science, history, every academic that you could imagine is pointing towards no, stop fishing. Don't fish this much, fish less.
Fish less.
But I mean, it's employing a lot of Alaskans.
It is employing a lot of Alaskans. And people are making good money off of it. It truly is one of the most important parts of their economy.
And their ecosystem, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have to find some sort of balance where the Alaskan economy can still thrive and the ecosystem can still thrive. That's the whole,
So we're opening this conversation up for betwixt ourselves, betwixt y'all. You guys should go spread the word and talk to your classmates in other classes. Go turn some other students into Folglers and protect the Chinook.
Folgler Army Unite.
I never even had Mrs. Fogelson. I'm sorry, Mrs. Fogelson, if this is not edited out. I'm sorry.
I'm sure. She'll. Love you, Miss Fulgerson. That was fucking
He cursed.
I said a naughty
He said
word.
that.
Alright, I think that is just about it. I've covered pretty much everything.
What? This is the greatest checklist I've ever seen in my life. How to educate your classmates. This is his outline. Welcome to the podcast, Greet Adia, small talk. He planned for that in his outline. I love that. Getting down to bidness. Not business, bidness. I mean, I learned more about Chinook fishing than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's just like the word isn't out.
Everyone
And that's horrible.
say the word Chinook.
Chinook.
All together now. 1, 2, 3.
Chinook. It's a fun word to say.
Chinook.
Chinook.
Chinook. Say it with an accent. Chinook.
Chinook.
Every time you say it, a Chinook gets to reproduce.
Every single time you say Chinook, one
A
Chinook
Chinook.
salmon goes to college.
Oh, yeah. We'll donate $1 for one Chinook's. One lucky Chinook is going to have his whole education paid for. I dropped a chip.
5-second rule. Is that a Louis idea?
Hopefully. He can eat the chip.
Alright, but I believe that is our time. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I'm about to go edit this and take out all the bloopers, which there
And
are
I'm
many.
Ethan.
Is Ethan? Alright, thank you guys for listening, or being forced to listen to this.
And watch.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
I hope you guys count how many times my face jerked around because I'm nervous because I'm on camera.
Oh, you did wonderful.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I'm sure I did just as...
There's a reason I didn't tell you how
Amazing.
you did in response. Because I'm jealous of how good you did. Good. Good job.
Thank you. All right,
Now let's go out there and save some salmon, everybody.
Yeah, save salmon.
Do it for
Winnie.
the
Do
bears.
it for Winnie.
Do it for the bears.
The bear. Oh, he's gonna look so handsome.
So handsome. He's so handsome. Smile.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Hold on.
Alright, yeah.
Investigate.